Everyone, please welcome Haley Moore to the U.S. Women's Open media area. Haley will be competing in her first U.S. Women's Open championship. Haley, you've tried to qualify for this event a number of times. Just talk about what it feels to make it through that kind of grueling 36-hole qualifier and be here this week.
Yeah, it felt amazing to make it through because honestly, the last time I had played 36 holes in a day was in college. So I kind of had to think about this. I was like, wow, when was the last time I did this? Like, how's my body feeling and everything? And try to get ready for it. But I was just so excited just because, I mean, a U.S. Open is a U.S. Open. I mean, you've got the world's greatest golfers out here competing for one thing and one thing only, and it's going to be a great challenge out here, and I'm just excited to be at a historic golf club like Olympic as well.
We were talking about this just now, but you finished, your tee time was early. You finished and you posted a number, and you weren't really sure if you were going to get in. Talk us through those last hour or two at your qualifier.
Yeah, I'd say I was more nervous kind of waiting instead of being out on the course just because I was fourth off, and with 80 of us trying to qualify, 36 holes coming down the stretch. I mean, it's tiring, and mentally you're just out of it, so you just don't know what could happen. It was very breezy when I had played, and it had stopped right when I had to finish playing, and the last couple holes on each side are very scoreable, and so I just I mean, at the end of the day, I was just like, wow, just wait and see, and if you have to go in a playoff, just quickly regroup and just get ready for that. But it fell in my favor, so.
Now that you're in this event, what are your expectations?
I'm just out here to, first enjoy the experience. This is the U.S. Open, and I've been working really hard on my game just because I know to be here, your game has to be top. But it's also a challenge out here. I'm walking around and first time playing the course today, walked it yesterday. I just saw how thick this rough is, and it's gnarly. So I think keeping the ball in the fairway is going to favor you. It's a challenge out here no matter where it is. So I'm excited for the challenge, and no matter what happens, just trying to come out here and have fun and enjoy the experience.
And what do you think of the golf course?
This golf course is amazing. Just so much history behind it, and there's some scoreable holes, but there's also just holes where if you make par or even bogey, you're fine. Patience is key here at a U.S. Open. Sometimes I feel like here at a U.S. Open, there are such things. There are good bogeys and doubles being good here. Just because, you just never know what could happen. And so I'm just excited to get ready in a couple of days.
And last one for me, Haley. A lot of attention has been on you for the launch of your foundation and your Drive On story, and I think a lot of times we kind of overlook the golf. Can you evaluate your golf so far as a professional and where you think you stand?
Yeah, it's definitely from last year when we had about half of a season only just because of COVID. I definitely learned that kind of half of that season. I definitely learned a lot, I feel, with my game, and every week I have definitely improved on parts of my game, and which is key. And I think just kind of, right now we're at the stretch where we're going to be traveling back-to-back weeks, and so that's the next kind of thing that I'm going to be learning is how many weeks can I play until I have to tell my body hey, I need to rest and stuff like that. So but I feel good with everything out here. I played today and hit good shots to some parts, and just really, I've been trying to work the ball a little bit more in both directions just because out here you definitely need it. So just ready to just keep practicing and put some more final touches in.
Good.
How hard is it to have patience with yourself as you go through the rookie learning curve and adjust to life on tour?
Yeah, it's hard just because you can have a lot of weeks in a row where you're just not playing your best, or you're just kind of struggling with your game and you're just kind of missing cuts, and you're just like, well, what's going on? How do you kind of motivate yourself? But golf is not a game of perfect. I think once you have one good week, a good couple weeks out here, then you can kind of start adjusting really well and be like, okay, like this week when I had my best, I know whatever practice I did before clicked and worked, and that's what you would have to keep doing.
And you mentioned in an answer to Steve, you've been working on your game a lot. What in particular you've been working on leading into this event?
It's definitely been my ball striking. Ball striking I think is something that's very key out here, and just kind of putting yourself in position. I mean, there are some pins that you can't go for, some pins that are attackable, and so when you see the attackable pins, you're like, you gotta attack and make birdie, and even on like par 5, some are reachable, some are not. So the ones that are reachable, you really kind of want to go for and really get a good birdie into there, and then every week we have like a risk reward hole. So depending on what kind of hole it is, par 3, par 4, par 5. Sometimes it's always good to take a risk because you never know. You have to just always kind of believe in yourself. And
Good man.
Haley, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Your first time in a women's open. What's been the coolest part so far in the experience?
Just kind of, I mean, the hospitality, and I mean, being here at Olympic, it's amazing. I mean, how much USGA and the women's game has grown to come play golf courses like these. And I mean, in the coming years, all the venues we get to go to, it's great. I mean, playing in past girls juniors, junior Ams, women's Ams, we pick spectacular venues. So it's always great to come to these venues and just have great staff, great courses, and a good challenge of golf for the week. So that's always nice.
You might have already answered this, but what's the toughest part of this track, do you think?
Toughest part is, I think, it's going to be your patience and your mental game. You have to. I know I'm going to hit good shots out here, but it's not going to. I know I'm going to hit good shots into the green or a good shot out there, but it may not stay on the green, or it may not end up how I was processing it to. So when that happens, you just kind of have to mentally just kind of take a deep breath and get over it, and just be up to the challenge of getting it up and down, and just be up to the challenge of like, this is what a U.S. Open is. Like, it's not always perfect out here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Haley. Good luck this week.
Thank you.